Jazakallah.
Yes, Jazakallah khairan so much for joining us this morning. Now, we've seen a statement come out by the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood units in response to the Occupation Supreme Court ruling, where on the 1st of March, the court had ruled to annul the expulsion orders issued against 4 families in Sheikh Jarrah.
Yes, as you know, there has been a decision and eviction order for the 4 families in Sheikh Jarrah, which has been for the last 2-3 years, and we have been waiting for a decision by the Israeli High Court. And on the 1st of March, there was a decision. The decision of the Israeli High Court, one of the main points that it includes, one, that they have cancelled all the eviction orders against the 4 families, as well as that the decision consider the families as a protected man, where each family has to pay for it has to pay 2,400 shekel yearly as rent, and and the other issue that there has been no final decision about the ownership of the land, and that they will leave the discussion or the decision about the land ownership to the land settlement and entitlement when it takes place in the neighborhood. So this is, that we know that Sheikh Jarrah has been targeted by the Israeli settler movement, by the Israeli government for the last 50 years, and where there have been already 13 families were already evicted in 2008 and 2009. And there are other families who are at the risk of eviction.
Yes, and also, Zakaria, I think what is important for us to understand is how Israel and the Israeli courts and the occupation courts actually use this whole question surrounding property rights over the land. They talk about title settlement and registration procedures. And we know that for a very, very long time, they use these procedures as a tool to control and obviously to seize or to take over the land from the people of Palestine in occupied Jerusalem.
Yes, the Israeli occupation for the last, now we are talking nearly, we are 55 years of Israeli occupation of the West Bank, including Jerusalem. And Israel and Jerusalem, have been really putting and using the Israeli legal system. There are several laws that has been used in order to achieve political objectives or aims, where always one of the main goals that they are trying to do is to control more land, to expand settlement, to increase the number of settlers, and to force the Palestinians to leave Jerusalem. So there are several laws. One of the laws they use, this what they claim. In 1970, the Israeli government or the Israeli Knesset, they passed a law where they allow the Jewish Israelis who were claiming that they own some property before 1948, they can reclaim their property in occupied East Jerusalem. Why the Palestinians, thousands of Palestinians, who they have property in West Jerusalem, they have their homes, their land, they are not allowed to claim their land in West Jerusalem. So they use as well other laws like absentee property law. It's one of the main laws that they are using in order to control land, to take over land, and to force the Palestinians to leave their houses, their homes in East Jerusalem. All this is part of the Israeli systematic policy that has been going on for 45 years of forced displacement of the Palestinians, increasing the presence of the Israelis, trying to change the character of the city of Jerusalem to become an Israeli Jewish city.
And also, I think what is one big problem and of major concern is we know that the Palestinians and the people of Jerusalem will not receive justice from Israeli occupation courts. And this is the reason why there is a lot of reliance on movements right across the entire world. And the statement speaks of this, Zakaria.
Yes. People here Palestinians in Jerusalem under occupation. We use the Israeli legal system, but just because we have no options, we have no other options, and we are forced to use the Israeli legal system. It's not because we believe that the Israeli legal system can achieve justice for us as a Palestinian. Because we know, all the different bodies. You have the government, you have the Israeli legal system, you have the different the municipality of Jerusalem, the Israeli planning committees, you have the settler movement and settler association. All of them, they complete each other on achieving the Israeli expansion, the Israeli control policies. Always we say, only what can be achieved through the Israeli legal system is that people try to buy time. And that's why all these changes and all these, especially the decision that was taken the day before yesterday, it's really because of what happened on the ground. The movement on the ground, the people who were protesting last year and the year before, and all these protests, all these movements by people on the ground, which really always we believe that is the main element that can affect the Israeli policies.
Yes, and also at the same time, looking at what the statement is talking about, a unity uprising, and also calling on the global movement to speak out against this ethnic cleansing in Palestine, and also the theft of the homes of the people in Sheikh Jarrah and some of the other neighborhoods in and around Jerusalem.
Yes, what we have witnessed last year in April, May, and June last year, we have seen the uprising which was started in the Damascus state outside our city of Jerusalem. Then the issue of Sheikh Jarrah. Then the Israelis tried to enter the mosque, Al-Aqsa Mosque, and all these things led to the increase and expansion of all these uprising, not only in Jerusalem, it's expanded to all the West Bank, to all Palestine. To the part which was started in 1948 in all the cities. There was protest, there was a movement on the ground, and not only in Palestine, but as well internationally. This as well led to the international solidarity by international solidarity group all over the world. And this put a lot of pressure on the Israeli government in order to stop the eviction of the families in Sheikh Jarrah.
Yes. Now, it is clear that, Palestinians and the people in Jerusalem, in Sheikh Jarrah, and some of the other neighborhoods are fully committed to make sure that they will continue. They will have make sure that all efforts will be made, as they have been making over the years, in defending the people, in defending the properties of the neighborhood as well. And also looking at the legal system within Israel, they will obviously try to as soon as possible to try and take over whatever they can. But at the end of the day, it is in the interest of people of Palestine to defend using all means. And this includes legal means as well. Just talking about the team of lawyers, and we know these lawyers have been working very hard, Zakaria, in making sure that the property rights of the people of Sheikh Jarrah and other neighborhoods are protected. Just how hard or how difficult is this effort on the part of the legal team?
Yeah, as you know, the case of Sheikh Jarrah, the legal battle has been going on for nearly 50 years. And the team of lawyers has been working very hard to defend the presence of the people, to keep them and stay in their homes and to stop their eviction. and it went through tens, if not hundreds, of hearings, of sessions, of different people of the Israeli occupation courts in Jerusalem, and all these, with the effort of the lawyer to try to stop the Israeli occupation force from using all these legal system or all these laws that they are trying to use in order to take control of the land, to take control of the houses, to evict the people as well. So laws are trying badly to defend. Here people have several strategies in order to defend their presence, in order to stop the Israeli policies. We use the legal system. It's one of the although, as I said, we don't believe that it is just legal system. It's not an objective legal system in Israel, because it's always in favor of the Israeli people or Israeli Jewish movement. The other thing, when we depend that the people here are staying in their land, staying in their home, they don't leave because they have no other choice. Palestinians have been displaced in 1948. We know 750,000 Palestinians were forced to leave and became refugees all over the world. So Palestinians believe that they don't want any other or any more displacement. They don't want to become refugees for the second or the third time. So people are fast in their land, they resist, they protest, and they use all the means to stop the Israeli policies, which has been going on for years.
Yes, now obviously with this court ruling, we see there is a press conference that is going to be held today, this morning in Sheikh Jarrah, and obviously this will be to provide feedback to the residents of Sheikh Jarrah on this latest development.
Yes.
Well, Zakaria, Jazakallah khairan so much for that and for your time, as always, with us here on Salam Media. We wish you well, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, you are welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Zakaria Odeh, coordinator at the Civic Coalition for Human Rights in Jerusalem, against the background of this court ruling regarding Sheikh Jarrah and where the court has basically ruled to annul the expulsion orders issued against 4 families in Sheikh Jarrah. But this battle still continues, and this is the reason why the Palestinians who are saying that they need to be united in this uprising, and also at the same time, together with the global movement against the ethnic cleansing of the people of Palestine. The time is just gone 9:51 a.m. We're going to go for a break. We'll be back.